is to place safety as the highest priority in everything we do. And that is, in fact, what shaped much of the thinking behind this rule. It is in everybody's interest to have rested and alert, safe commercial drivers operating through our country. Larry Miner will walk through high level what that rule looks like, and it really is outlined on a table that's available on our website, but also on printouts that are available at the conference table outside. But it's shaped within the context of the principles by which we do our work and by which we shape our work, which is the principle of raising the bar to enter the industry, ensuring those operating in this industry on our highways maintain the highest standards to stay there, and make sure that everybody has the tools they need to get high-risk behavior off the road, whether that's an employer, a driver, a member of the public, one of our investigators, or a roadside enforcement officer. This rule falls within that same category.
The proposed rule would limit drivers to either 10 or 11 hours of driving time following a period of at least 10 consecutive hours off duty. We currently favor a 10-hour driving time limit, but our ultimate decision will include a careful consideration of all the comments that we receive and all the remarks we hear at this listening session. So we haven't made up our minds whether it's 10 or 11, but we prefer 10, and we're looking for comments on that. The second proposed change, we will limit the standard driving window to 14 hours while allowing that number to be extended to 16 hours twice a week. Third, the actual duty time allowed within that 14-hour window will be limited to 13 hours. So that means no more than 13 hours of on-duty time within that 14-hour window. The fourth change that we propose, drivers would be permitted to drive only if 7 hours or less have passed since their last off-duty or super berth period of at least 30 minutes. The fifth change that we have proposed, the 34-hour restart would be retained subject to certain limitations. The first limitation is that you can only use that 34-hour restart once every 7 days or 168 hours, and that you'd have to include 2 midnight to 6 a.m. periods in that 34-hour restart period. The sixth change that we proposed was the definition of on-duty would be revised to allow some of that time spent in or on the CMV to be logged as off-duty time. So in the case of a team driver operation, some of the time that the person gets out of that sleeper berth and sits in the passenger seat could be logged as off-duty time. And the seventh change that we propose, the oil field operations exception would be revised to clarify the language on waiting time and to state that waiting time would not be included in the calculation of the driving window. So that's just a very brief overview of the 7 specific things that we proposed in that NPRM.